It was silent. I'm in my house after it has gone dark, and I start taking a few steps around the building. At some point, someone else appears. A woman who's walking around aimlessly and confused enters the same room. We notice each other, and I pause and just stand there.
It was late at night when I opened my eyes. I couldn't fall asleep anymore, and so I got up and went to the bathroom. I could barely make out the objects along the way.
It was dark already, so I tried to be quick, and I start taking a few steps around the building. I was back at the dancing studio because I had forgotten something. It was dark already, so I tried to be quick.
And so I got up and went to the bathroom. Eventually, I entered a dimly lit room. Only an old light bulb gave off a faint light, and its orange color mixed with the grays and blacks of the surroundings.
It was silent, except for some dim lit lamps which were humming constantly, as if they were playing a song for the night.
The light looked like an old lighthouse, pushing against the darkness around me. The colors blended into a blurry and vague image of yellow, black, grey, orange and white. It seemed like the shadows were playing wildly in front of me, in the reflection of the mirror.
Suddenly, I had the impression that something had moved in the corner of my eye. I turned around, but nothing was moving anymore.
I stood there mesmerized and continued to stare at the image. I felt an uneasiness while watching. It was a strange feeling. I couldn't help but feel overwhelmed and worried.
And all I can do is stare back. Time was frozen. Exactly at that moment, I noticed someone moving again on the edge of my vision. I held my breath while searching around. Neither she or I made a move. I turned around, but nothing was moving anymore. So I ran for the door, and exactly at that moment, I noticed someone moving again on the edge of my vision. We noticed each other, and I paused.
I stepped closer.
And we come face to face, and I think to myself, somebody was watching me. I was certain of it. I was frightened, truly frightened, but I could not hear nor see anyone. And I think to myself, that person seems familiar. I know that person. Then I walked up to the glass where I thought I'd seen a silhouette and touched it. Suddenly she comes closer and closer, another step and another step, until our faces almost meet.
I stepped closer and gazed into the mirror, into a tired face.
The woman closely observes me.
It seemed as if my consciousness was being absorbed into the reflection.
Our eyes meet, and suddenly she comes closer and closer, Another step and another step, until our faces almost meet. It was ice cold. My hand felt like it was being frozen in my arms, then my legs and feet, and all I can do is stare back.
I stood there until I couldn't recognize anymore who was in front of me.
The more I observe it, the more it stares back at me. I don't know how long it was. It felt like a lifetime.
I was so fixed on its face, its eyes, its mouth, and I just stared in horror.
My hand felt like it was being frozen in my arms, and my legs and feet. My whole body was frozen in place. I realized that I cannot move. It's as if I'm waiting for her to make a move, but she never does. And so we are locked into this never-ending waiting. There never seems to be any escape.
Then I squeezed my eyes shut.
And I wake up. I'm greeted by the sun, whose rays pour into the room. And a burst of light followed. Everything was bright. I could see it as if it were in broad daylight. I can clearly see through my window.
The light looked like an old lighthouse, pushing against the darkness around me.
The orange and the gold flash away the dark.
The colors blended into a blurry and vague image of yellow, black, grey, orange and white.
They wash away all the fear, all the haunting impressions of my dream. I can clearly see through my window. Everything was bright. I could see it as if it were in broad daylight.
And its orange color mixed with the greys and blacks of the surroundings.
All I can do is just stand there and stare. It's like an expressive study in orange and white. I can clearly see through my window.
It seemed like the shadows were playing wildly in front of me.